Faith in the true God should remain firm, unchanged by circumstances or emotions, because his nature is constant and sovereign. Though life challenges arise, believers must trust that God hears prayers, even if his answers do not always align with self-expectations. Recognizing his unchanging nature allows faith to remain strong, independent of external conditions. God's sovereignty is evident in life's inequalities. Some are born into wealth, while others face hardships, but all reveal his divine plan. Many turn to Christianity due to personal crisis, upbringing, or social influences, while others find faith through philosophical inquiry. Regardless of the path, true belief must be rooted in God's eternal presence, not just in life's circumstances. Many turn to faith during personal crisis or searching for meaning, but faith must go beyond self-emotions. Some Christians give up their Christianity belief due to their personal reasons. They are not happy about their circumstance, and blame God didn't give them what they wish. However, faith should not be solely based on emotions or personal desires, because true God will not use material abundance to lure people to believe him. Christianity teaches that Satan's temptation, worldly influences, and inner struggles can create anxiety and doubt, but faith is not about avoiding hardship, it is about walking with true God amid challenges. Strengthening faith requires trusting God's eternal truth, walking by faith rather than relying on temporary self-decisions. The book of Job teaches that worshiping the true God is based on who he is, not who we are, basically not based on how much is God's graces given to us. God don't owe us anything, all his provisions are the grace to us every day. The Apostle Paul, in 1 Thessalonians 5:16-18, instructs believers to rejoice always, pray continually, and give thanks in all circumstances. This reminds us that faith must remain firm regardless of life's ups and downs. There are several powerful examples in the Bible that illustrate faith rooted in God's unchanging nature. 1. Job's faith in suffering. Job chapter 1 to chapter 42. Job remained faithful despite losing everything, trusting in God's sovereignty rather than his circumstances. 2. Abraham's trust in God's promise. Genesis chapter 15, chapter 22. Abraham patiently waited for God's promise and obeyed, believing in his faithfulness even when asked to sacrifice Isaac. 3. Paul's perseverance through hardship. 2 Corinthians 11:23-27, Philippians 4:11-13. Paul endured suffering with unwavering faith, knowing that God's purpose remained constant. 4. Daniel's perseverance in the lion's den. Daniel chapter 6. Daniel trusted God and continued to pray, believing in his protection and divine plan despite the threat of death. 5. Jesus' unwavering submission to God's will. Luke 22:42, Jesus surrendered to God's will before his crucifixion, showing perfect faith in his wisdom and purpose. Our faith should reflect his divine power and sovereign. It is all about him, not us. The bottom line is that faith is about trusting God's sovereignty, not seeking personal gain. Many misunderstand faith as a way to receive blessings like wealth, health, or happiness, but true spiritual growth comes through self-reflection, meditation, and unwavering belief in God's power, even in hardship. When we focus on God instead of ourselves, our faith becomes strong and independent of emotions or circumstances. As servants of God, we cannot force Master's will. He answers prayers in His time and His way, offering peace and rest to those who seek Him. Instead of focusing on people's differences, true faith calls believers to help others, do good, and reflect God's love in all situations. God is the waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, and light in the darkness, ensuring that everything happens for a divine purpose, whether through joy or suffering. Faith often provides a sense of purpose, love, and acceptance, making people feel valued and connected. It brings peace and comfort, especially during uncertainty or grief. Many believers find emotional relief in Christianity's message of redemption and forgiveness, while spiritual experiences, like deep joy during prayer or worship, can reinforce conviction. True Christian faith does not seek control or worldly gain, but embraces God's presence through trials. A Christ-centered life focuses on spiritual transformation, surrendering to God's sovereignty, and remaining steadfast no matter the circumstances. Strengthening faith means trusting God's eternal truth, reflecting His unchanging nature, and walking by faith instead of relying on emotions or circumstances.